Why are you unhappy with me?
Because you said this was going to be a trip to show me why I would like a slingshot. That is false information.
Because why?
Because you don't care about me.
Because why?
Because you go too fast.
Okay.
I don't like going fast. Not everybody likes going fast. You like going fast, and that's the only person you think about. Period.
Right. I spoiled your scenic tour.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk.
So right now, I don't like this.
Oh, okay. So I've got to redeem the slingshot halfway through the mountain trip.
I hope so.
All right. Slingshot redemption. I bet Megan knows. What's the deal with Slingshot and Kenda branded tires?
I don't even understand the words coming out of your mouth.
Okay, maybe not. So today we're out with the 2024 Polaris Slingshot. This is the Roush Edition. So it's a little bit tarted up from the normal edition. Yeah, tarted up, a little fancier, right, than the normal edition. And the price to match. We'll talk about that later in the summary. But we've been out in the mountains, mainly seeing, since, you know, we do a family channel now. I used to do motorcycles back in the day. Go watch some of the super old videos for that. But since this is a family channel, I had to see what Megan thinks of the Roush Slingshot and her hair and wearing a helmet and all the good things.
All that is not good.
Yeah, it's good. So what are we about to do?
Well, we're about to go for a ride in the Slingshot. I'm a little nervous. This is not like my typical thing. Also, like the hair, I'm having a great hair day, and those of you with curly hair will understand.
Gotta go in the helmet.
Yeah, that putting a helmet on this is gonna it's gonna deteriorate throughout the day. So this could be also like a time lapse of how bad
your hair gets.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And I'm nervous. I don't like things where I'm not inside a vehicle.
This is the first time you've ever done a slingshot.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
But they have a much higher, like, female demographic than other power sports.
All right, well, we'll see.
Because it's more accessible.
Okay,
you don't
we'll
have to
see.
do all the motorcycle stuff.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's
we'll
why
see.
we're wearing shorts and flip-flops.
We'll see. I'm nervous, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. Wish me the best.
We're gonna go on a little trip. We got waters, got our helmets.
They don't care.
We're gonna go to North Georgia mountains.
Yes.
And
I don't like mountains anyway.
And do slingshot things.
Safely. Do I look as ridiculous as I feel in this thing?
Well, sort of, but why are you not wearing the matching
Because my head is too big. I have a...
Wait, say it again.
My head is too big,
Your head is too big.
I have a very large head.
And we're not talking about the hair.
No.
We're talking about the actual head.
Yeah, my hair squishes down. And now my face, I look ridiculous.
Well, everyone looks ridiculous in a helmet.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel really, my face is like...
But hey, Slingshot, this is my custom painted one from the Slingshot event.
Yeah, so he said be careful with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about me and my safety. He just cares about the painting.
Well, it sort of matches the Roush Slingshot.
See? There you go.
So
I don't know how people wear these things though. My head feels
this
like
is the Roush. We probably already introduced it, but it's got the custom graphics and all that. But we've got the top here. I forget.
How does my hair look coming out the back?
Actually, pretty good. I forget what they call it, like the adventure top or something like that. And so I haven't had a Slingshot with that top. And the Roush comes with manual transmission and the uprated Pro Star, so 203 horsepower. And we'll talk more about this as we go. But it's a good looking Slingshot. It's pricey though, pricey with the manual, $38,000.
38. Can I put my glasses on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People wear these under helmets like that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, see, it's a good look.
Yeah. Do I look cuter now? Does that look better?
I mean, you know, I think.
Excuse me, you're supposed to say you always look cute.
You always look cute.
That's a good
perfect.
answer. Good answer.
Perfect for the Slingshot. And we're filming on the GoPro. I don't know how well.
We look ridiculous.
I don't know how well you can hear us, but we're filming on the GoPro so that we can do it both for vertical and YouTube. But this is us before our adventure to North Georgia, which we are leaving for now. It's about an 1.5 hour drive from where we live. So not too bad, but we figure this is exactly the kind of thing that you would
People
do
with a slingshot
if you
would
had a
do.
slingshot. If you lived where we live outside of Atlanta and you had access to the mountains just an hour and a half away, we're gonna jump in the slingshot and go to North Georgia and enjoy what slingshots are meant to do.
Apparently.
All right, so what do you think of the way the slingshot looks?
I mean, it looks like a slingshot.
It looks like a slingshot.
Well, like, what am
Brilliant
I comparing
commentary
it to?
here.
What am I comparing it to? Like, does it look cool? Yeah. Does it look fun and sporty? Yes. Were we at the Zaxby's and the 80-year-old lady was like, is that as fun as it looks?
She was
yeah,
like
absolutely.
70, to be fair.
Absolutely. So, I mean, at least even 70-year-old women know that it's cool looking.
I mean,
so, like,
it does get a lot of looks.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's different. I like it much better than being on a motorcycle. I do not like that at all. So it's like a good mix between, like, you know, fun and like a motorcycle. So
fun and
yes,
motorcycle.
Yes, but I don't like what the helmet does to my hair, but
well, what about the wind?
What it is.
The wind is doing
that's
to
really
your hair. Yeah.
Adding to it. Yeah.
So glamorous.
Yeah. We went from like great hair day to whatever this is. So.
Whatever this is. We're at like one of the most famous overlooks in Georgia, by the way. Like,
beautiful.
Yeah, it is a glorious day. Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
All right, interior review.
I mean, it's like a slingshot.
This is the great description.
Well, like you want me to compare? What am I comparing it to? What am I talking about?
Slingshot.
I mean,
I
haven't driven it or anything, but like the steering wheel's good. It's got the flat, sporty bottom, which I like.
Look, no spoke.
Exactly, that's my point.
I know. It's like your favorite thing ever.
Yeah. I do like this thing. It makes it very comfortable, the roof or whatever.
It has really been a lifesaver today.
Yeah, because then it's not too sunny, it's not too windy, it's not too, like, it's been nice. It's pretty comfortable. I mean, we've been on it for a while, and
I was about to say, what do you think of the seats?
The seats are not bad. Yeah, not bad.
No, it is impressive that you can drive one of these for hours and not.
I mean, like, it's not like a car. It doesn't have all the fancy things.
No.
You know, it does have some sort of nav system here. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'll talk more about that in a second.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty comfortable. I like it.
All right, we've probably completed the worst aspect of slingshot driving, which is stop and go. What?
Oh, getting to your destination. Yeah.
Well,
like
no, stop and go traffic and highway driving.
Yeah.
It's not really the most exciting thing to do in a slingshot. And you're having helmet issues.
Because my head is so abnormally large. This is like a large helmet. This is his helmet, and it's too tight. It is squishing my brain. I can't even think.
Your brain is so squished you couldn't think of the word
I couldn't even think. It is squishing my brain, and I was having severe headaches. So look, I just pulled it up a little bit. So it's like resting on my giant forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Makes it a lot more comfortable. And you said that most people don't have a forehead big enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, you probably need some custom.
I need a custom giant forehead. Yeah.
Yeah, to make that work properly.
Yeah. But I mean, it does the trick. But when I had it like this, that is like squeezing my brain. So, but other than the helmet problems, which really is not a slingshot problem, it's a me problem.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I do understand the joy of like the open road and the wind in your hair.
Well, we haven't even got to the good part yet.
I know, but like so far, like it's pretty fun.
Okay.
And I feel very safe.
Oh, well, more so than on a motorcycle.
Yes, because I am a safety person.
Yes.
Facts on facts. And that's why I don't like the motorcycle, but like this is like kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go on some actual fun roads.
But can we get lunch?
Well, we get to Dahlonega, we'll get lunch.
Okay.
So we're going to Dahlonega, North Georgia, some of the best roads in the Southeast, in the Slingshot, and we'll check in as we go.
You know what else is fun though?
What?
It's like we're on a date, but I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah, well, that's always a plus. One thing I appreciate about the Slingshot as someone who is almost 6'6" is that even with a helmet on, I'm not even touching the little roof up there. And the canvas top is surprisingly stable. Like it's not making, you know, we're in the South. Yeah, a lot of loud pickup trucks. It's not making a lot of noise as we drive. Also, I know this is a silly thing, but when you're driving a manual transmission and you have water bottles in the cup holders, there are some cars that stupidly put the cup holder right behind the transmission. But even with the manual transmission and the Slingshot, you have room for water bottles and your phone and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk more about the interior when we stop, but I like that.
You know what I appreciate? The seatbelt.
Yes. Safety first. How's the hair looking? Helmet hair?
Yes, it's terrible. Look at yours.
I know. Well, this is helmet hair.
Yours is bad.
This is what happens.
God, it's like glued to my head.
I know. Well,
I was having a good hair day. Y'all saw what it looked like before.
Well, it's, you know, a brief good hair day.
Very brief.
Very brief.
Yeah.
But you look cute in a helmet.
Thanks, but now my head is it can breathe. I don't feel good in a helmet. This big old forehead doesn't fit good.
No, you said it, not me. We're gonna take a quick lunch break and then go to the real mountain.
Yeah, Zaxby's. He knows how to treat his lady.
I mean, we're in Delanico. Like, what else is there? Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, Whataburger. Not sponsored by any of them. So I might have had a little too much fun on the curvy road. And here's the thing, okay? The Slingshot is great for the open air environment and stuff like that, but it's not like driving a sports car or a motorcycle. It's more about the sort of visceral kind of tactile connection. So when you're coming up the mountain, it is a lot of fun, but it's not like super fast. You're not gonna get that same kind of speed you would get in like a supercar or even like a Corvette or a Mustang or something like that. It's just more about feeling it. You feel a lot of it through the wheel. One of the things that I don't love is the brakes, but we'll talk about that when it's maybe not quite so busy. All right, we're gonna call this the Slingshot Redemption Tour as we continue on our way around the mountains, but at a more Megan acceptable pace so that we return together and she doesn't leave me behind.
It's already in the works.
Good thing she cannot reliably drive a manual transmission. So how does the Slingshot rate in cargo space?
It's like a 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Yeah,
you can actually get like bags, like saddle bags that like hook onto the sides.
Oh, I would get those.
Yeah, unfortunately, the roof makes this very livable, but there is not a ton of cargo space, which is why.
Even bring your camera.
Yeah, which is why this whole like review is mostly GoPro and phone.
Yeah, because
trunk
I had
space,
to bring a trusty
0.
little.
Yeah.
Couldn't really
all of
fit my
our
purse.
documentation in there.
Yeah.
All right, so a lot of people know what a Slingshot looks like. I mean, they've been out for a while now, but what makes the Roush Edition different? Well, a lot of it's cosmetic, not gonna lie. It's a little windy up here on top of the mountain, but a lot of the Roush trim is cosmetic stuff, like you get the Roush down the fenders here, and
should I zoom in? Roush.
And it also has Roush on the seats, and I think the seats actually have like a little bit more bolstering than normal. Now, unfortunately, what you don't get in the Roush Edition is more power. This is the uprated ProStar engine, which makes like 203 horsepower, and it's going through a 5-speed manual. Yes, it's just a 5-speed manual because it only has 203 horsepower, and you don't really need that 6th gear. We drove it up here on the highway. It's not super necessary, but it's the same engine. So you would think maybe with the Roush you get a little bit more power, but unfortunately you don't get a little bit more power. It's mostly that, like I said, cosmetic stuff. Now, I do think the Brembo front brakes have a performance lining to them, like performance pads, but honestly, from behind the wheel, it's been a while since I've driven a Slingshot. I couldn't tell a huge difference. In fact, I'll talk a little bit more about the driving in a second, because I do have one ding for the brakes themselves. But I mean, overall, the package looks good. I think one of the big things that comes with the Roush is the canvas roof. That has been a lifesaver today because it's been on and off sunny and cloudy, and it's Memorial Day weekend. And so when it's sunny up here in Georgia, it gets really hot. And so having that roof over the top makes a big difference. A lot more livable to drive from our house outside of Atlanta all the way up here. And also we thought it might rain. And so just having the windscreen and the roof to kind of keep the rain off you in case it did, something else that I think Megan appreciates, not, you know, the possibility of getting sunburnt or rained on. But I think overall, this is a handsome trim package. Now, is it worth the price of starting at $38,000? We'll talk more about that in the summary, but I'll let you kind of chew on that as we talk a little bit about the driving. Just took the Slingshot on the sort of Georgia famous Wolfpen Gap, which has two levels of significance. One is it's one of the best driving roads around here. The other level of significance is kind of a secret. It's going to be revealed later. So if you subscribe to this channel, you'll see what I mean. You know, I forgot to mention, I've always wondered what the deal is with Slingshot and Kenda branded tires. Both the front and the rear are Kenda branded tires. I bet Megan knows. What's the deal with Slingshot and Kenda branded tires?
I don't even understand the words coming out of your mouth.
Okay, maybe not. Now, one of the things that I have always appreciated about the Polaris Slingshot is that I am almost 6'6", and I've never had trouble fitting in the Slingshot. Now, I will admit, the seats for me, I got a messed up back over time, can get a little bit uncomfortable, but you said that you didn't mind the seats.
No, I think they're
you
comfortable.
thought it was pretty good. So if you're a tall person, I would say even with this, I can wear a helmet under here, but I'm about as high or as tall as you can get with this being as high as it is.
As high as you can get?
About as high as I can get. So if you're much over 6'6" and you're wearing a helmet, this roof.
Excuse me.
You good there, camera?
You're supposed to say
person?
bless you when people
Bless you, camera person. So with a helmet on, if you're much taller than me, you're gonna rub the canvas top. I like the steering wheel. Now, one of the things I want to mention about the interior, I have reviewed the Slingshot several times. In fact, I've reviewed it, well, twice here and then once out in California when they did some updates a couple years back. So I'll link all those videos down below. One of the things I'll say in 2024 that is a little bit disappointing is that they're still running the exact same gauge cluster and infotainment stuff pretty much that they've been running for like a long time now, at least 4 years, maybe 5 years. It's been a while. And I think like, and I'm not really dinging them because it doesn't work well. It works perfectly well. I mean, I used to ride motorcycles all the time, and the gauge cluster reminds me a ton of a motorcycle, and the infotainment is perfectly functional. You can Bluetooth your phone to it, listen to music, which this also has the Rockford Fosgate like upgraded audio system, which you get with the Roush. So that's another nice touch, you know, but it is 2024 and all these cars have, you know, friggin' iPads on the dash now. You got these massive screens, like sort of a 12-inch screen is the standard in the automotive industry. So when you're paying $38,000 for what is essentially, you know, a big fun toy, it would be nice if they had just a slightly more up-to-date infotainment system, right? And I don't think that's a deal breaker if you just have your heart set on the Slingshot, but I do think that's worth noting. Another thing about the driving, okay? We're up in the mountains, so you gotta have a couple loud Harleys from time to time. You know, it's the way it is up here. From the driving perspective, if you've never driven a Slingshot, it's very enjoyable. You'll like the experience. I definitely recommend the manual transmission. Definitely the manual transmission. The automated version that they have is much improved. There's no problem with it, but it's just, they're so easy to drive as sticks. Like the Slingshot's a very forgiving, fun car to drive as a manual transmission, vehicle to drive as a manual transmission. So I definitely recommend getting the manual over the automated manual. I just think it works so well. The ride handling, again, if you've never driven one, it's pretty comfortable, but this is an experience vehicle, right? You're not gonna be out here in the mountains mixing it up with like Mustangs and Camaros, not even really Miatas. Like the Slingshot is just more about that kind of visceral experience, right? Like when you're turning into the corner, you feel everything through the wheel and stuff, and you just don't get that as much anymore. So there's a kind of that aspect of it, which makes the Slingshot really special. One thing that I just do not like, and it's been something that I haven't liked on Slingshots for a while, and in this one, even with the Brembos, even with the uprated pads supposedly, the brake pedal feel is super wooden. It just feels really wooden. It feels like you got to press really hard on it to get them to clamp down. And when you're up here in the mountains, even though you're not going fast, we're not going that fast. We're not.
Well, we're not now that I fixed you.
Right now that you fixed me.
Yes.
But it's not very confidence inspiring because you know they're gonna stop. I mean, you've got these like big Brembos, but like when you gotta kind of stand on the pedal, it just doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. So I really would like to see the brakes have a little bit more aggressive bite to them. And then also the ProStar engine is perfectly powerful, but it's kind of like an on or off style engine. You punch it with the revs, it's on. You let them drop too far, it's off. It's kind of your typical like, you know, high revvy style engine. But yeah, from behind the wheel, this thing is great. And I think you have been convinced that on a longer road trip, it's actually not bad.
Well, a road trip where you don't have to bring any stuff.
Well, right, we don't have to bring any stuff. But I mean, we drove it on the highway. We were going 70, 75 miles an hour. Comfortable, like having the windscreen on the top keeps like, you know, the cabin pretty calm. Well, bugs, yeah, it keeps the bugs away.
They're all on that windscreen.
Yeah, they're definitely, the windscreen's a little bit dirty. But like, that's the thing that makes the Slingshot sort of special is you get this experience where the ground is literally right outside, but you can kind of enjoy it in shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops and, you know, not have quite the concerns you'd have on a motorcycle. Though you still
the concerns?
You still don't want to get in a wreck in this
You're missing
thing.
a lot of concerns though.
What?
Like in a good way. You said you don't have quite the concerns as a motorcycle. I think it's like way better.
Oh, you're saying it's way fewer concerns than you have on a motorcycle.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Definitely.
I mean,
like I would not be doing this trip.
Yeah, but you don't like
yeah,
you don't like motorcycles. I wouldn't mind. All right, so wrapping up the 2024 Polaris Slingshot Roush Edition. Okay, and I think the big question here, which I always ask in all of our reviews, whether they're family cars, sports cars, or Polaris Slingshot, is should you buy a Polaris Slingshot Roush Edition? Well, at 38 grand, this is a lot, okay? I'm gonna say something really positive about Slingshot and people enjoying the mountain today.
It's a beautiful day.
Nice Golf GTI. But it's not necessarily maybe what people want to hear about the Roush Edition itself, okay? So, I really like the regular base model Slingshot, okay? I'm talking about the standard engine. It's like 178 horsepower with a 5-speed manual. I think that is a really sweet combo starting point, and it's like 25 grand. I mean, it's like, I think less than 25 grand. I'll put it on screen if I'm wrong. It's pretty good. So I really like that base model. To me, is this elevating the experience like $15,000, like more than that? If you got it for 23, 24,000, I'm not sure that it is, especially because Slingshot is really big about their a la carte options. So you could get a base model, 5-speed, regular engine, and you could put a top on it. You could put saddlebags on it for trips, and you would be perfectly fine.
It's so loud.
Now, does that necessarily make a great case for buying the Roush? No, not really. I mean, if you really like this color combo, you like the trim, you like the logo, you like the top, and you want it all included together for one price, then sure, the Roush Edition makes sense. But personally, I think the purity of that Slingshot experience lies at the bottom end, in that $20,000 range, where this thing is a much more kind of acceptable price point for a toy, and it would fit into your life as that like third or fourth like vehicle to do stuff like this. I think you got to be very willing to spend the money to get something at this price point, especially with the lack of progress on the infotainment and stuff like that versus, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. So that's just my opinion. I'll let Megan kind of take it away from her first timer experience with the Polaris Slingshot. I'm not sure her patented rating system is going to quite mean as much as it does when you're looking at family sedans and SUVs, but you know, this thing is an absolute blast. I was glad that we got to spend the day together, and hey, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing you can do in a Slingshot that you can't really do on a bike. Let's do a hair check.
What? Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. It's bad.
This is the end. This is the finale. Also,
and look, my head is red.
Peep your new seating position that you were using. I'll show everybody the video you took of the new Slingshot seating position.
Yeah, I just got a little comfy.
On the highway. I think you were starting to vibe with a Slingshot a little bit.
I enjoy it when you're not trying to, you know, scare me.
So you think this is a good weekend getaway
it's fun.
vehicle?
It's very fun.
Okay, so we convinced it minus my almost ruining it.
I mean, what's new?
So if you want to go hard on the Slingshot, don't bring someone along who does not enjoy that or is prone to motion sickness.
Yes, on curvy roads.
That was a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably showing you guys like footage of that right now. It looks awesome though. It looks awesome. And she was a trooper taking the footage while trying not to vom, but not ideal.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, but a fan.
And Peep the redhead.
Yeah, well, you know. I tried the cruise control. It worked.
Did you like it?
I mean, it's regular cruise control. What did you think? Adaptive cruise control?
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, not with that head unit. All right, so Slingshot summary. 2024 Slingshot Roush Edition.
Roush Edition, what does that mean?
Well, it's a brand. He's a tuner. He used to do Mustangs back in the day. Now he's partnering with Slingshot.
So, driving wise, I mean, I haven't driven it, but riding it is like, well, it depends on if your husband is being kind or not.
Okay, let's pretend it was all good.
So, when your husband is driving for himself, it is not good. When he is driving with me in mind, so I can enjoy the beautiful scenery that the mountains have to offer, it was like a 10 out of 10. It was very fun.
Oh, okay. 10 out of 10 experience?
Yes, yes. Well, you know, post.
After we had a little fun.
Yes.
Little rowdy.
That part was
little rowdy in the Roush.
That part was a 0 out of 10.
Okay. That's me being a 0 out of 10.
Exactly.
I'm a 0 out of 10.
Yes, my husband is a 0 out of 10, not the Slingshot. It was just doing what he told it to do. And interior wise, it's not, I mean, it's like not fancy. I don't know. What do you want me to say? It's pretty comfortable for what it is. So like maybe a 8 out of 10. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. 8 out of 10 for like a motorcycle.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not comparing it to like a luxury vehicle,
car,
obviously. Yeah. Cargo space, 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, I guess it's pulled down a little bit because no cargo space, but like that seems unfair. So that's a Corvette vehicle.
Yeah, nice Corvette.
In the category of like fun action vehicles that you could go off and enjoy for a weekend, I go like a 9 out of 10.
Oh wow,
it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it.
Okay,
yeah.
so
well, when you're behaving.
Slingshot appealing to the female demographic is clearly working.
Yes, when husbands can, you know.
Well, you would rather drive it, so
together.
they're actually doing a great job.
Yes.
So like, subscribe, all
ring
that.
the bell.
Yeah,
yep,
remember,
thanks for watching.
I know we're at the mountain.
Well, you didn't say this is the mega. I got thrown off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like, subscribe, ring the bell. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Also, and we're done. I'm not wide.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not wide. I'm tall and skinny.
No, you're not.
You're saying I'm fat?
Go.
Okay.
That's a B. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, well.
Go.